Hey guys, welcome to the channel. As stated in the title, we are going to be talking about how to maximize your range. I found a sweet way to get over what the manufacturer says their batteries will do. Also, we're going to look at the Rock Brothers bag, show you a couple of the other accessories that I got on my bike, and I'm going to show you the locks that I'm using to lock my bike. Maybe that's useful information for you. If it is, stay tuned. Welcome to Six's Overdrive. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you guys to share this video with your friends and especially people that might find it useful. So it spreads out a little bit more. Let me adjust that a little bit. Comment if you have anything to add to the conversation, and subscribe so you can see more videos like this. Remember when you first justified getting an e-bike? You said that you're going to get more exercise and that power would only be used for going up hills. Well, if you're anything like me, that whole theory went right out the window the first 5 minutes within getting your bike. Now it seems like every time I hop on my bike, I'm in second or third pedal assist and I'm going 30 to 40 kilometers per hour. What's worse is I'm letting the bike do all the work for me just because it's so much fun to go fast. But I'm also not getting half the range I used to, and I don't think my legs are getting as strong as I wanted them to when I originally bought this bike. And my battery is getting nowhere close to the range that the manufacturer says it can go. The other part about buying an electric bike that made me leery was the throttle. Now, maybe it's because of the mishap I had in the liquor store where the lady grabbed my bike and accidentally hit the throttle and mayhem ensued. But until recently, all I was using that thumb throttle for was basically just to get myself over bumps and stuff where my pedals were bottoming out. Now I've come away with a whole new way of thinking. Now, this way of thinking may not be for everybody, but if you want to maximize your battery range and your fitness level, it's definitely worth a try. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get up to a regular speed with no assistance. So set your pedal assist to 0 and then just go through the gears and ride your bike like as if you didn't have any battery assist whatsoever. So for me, that's 20 to 25 kilometers per hour, sitting right around between 5th and 7th gear. For some of you Olympians out there, this may seem slow, but then for others, it's going to seem fast. The point is not how fast. I'm not going to dictate your speed. Make it comfortable for you. And I'm not talking about your top speed. I'm talking about what you can maintain on a flat surface when you're not going against the wind or you're not going down or up a hill. Just kind of what you kind of do and keep your cadence, which is your RPM of your pedals, what you can do and feel comfortable with. Now that you know that information, we can begin. So first, let's set our pedal assist to 0. Bam. Now get your hand ready on your throttle, whether that's a throttle or a thumb press. It's different for different bikes. But when I'm going to take off here, I'm going to start in a low gear and I'm going to take off and I'm going to add some pedal assist till I get up to speed. I'm not going to floor it. I'm just going to release it when I get up to 20 kilometers per hour. Then I'm going to keep pedaling. I'm going to keep my cadence going. I'm going to just hold that around 20 to 25 kilometers an hour. In my case, if I drop below 20, then I'm going to add throttle. I'm down to 19.5, so I'm going to go up and we're against a real heavy wind here. So I shoot it up a little bit past what my average speed is. Then I coast again and I let my legs do the work. Still at 22. And up again. You can see I'm running out of breath already trying to keep this because I'm against a real heavy wind right now. I hope the audio's okay. Now if the wind's behind you or you're going down a hill, it's obvious that your average speed is going to be very easy to maintain. But you might want to turn it up a little bit, shift up a bit, and actually not use the battery at all for that whole time you're going with the wind. I mean, you don't need it, right? Originally when you bought this, you were thinking, hey, it's only going to be for against the wind and up hills. Well, let's see you talk the talk now. What you will find is when you're actually pedaling with the wind or you're going downhill, you're going to have to shift up and go a little bit faster. Just keep that nice steady pressure on your legs the whole time. And you'll find as time goes on that your average speed is going to increase. And that's good. That means you're getting healthy. And that's it. It's really that simple. Just use your throttle when you need it. Don't worry about pedal assist. Just gradually add a little bit of throttle to get you up to speed, not full out, and it'll get there all on its own, and you'll get a good workout. You will feel the burn. Your quads are going to be screaming mummy, especially when you're going against the wind or uphill. Now, if you're going against the wind and it's a strong wind or you're going up a big hill, just modulate that throttle and just keep it in and try to keep your speed at the speed that you want to keep for your average. This will help save the battery, because if you were in pedal assist, it would be putting all of its power trying to climb the hill or fight the wind. Whereas this, you might find yourself at a quarter or half the throttle, which is definitely better on the battery than trying to open it up and go full out against the wind. One of the things I wanted to add is your gearing is really crucial for exercise, and that's whether you have a mid drive or a hub drive. But what you want to do is, because you're exercising your legs, make sure you're in the right gear for the right situation. If your pedal cadence or your RPM of your pedals is jumping way down to 40 RPM, you're going to want to increase that. So shift down a couple gears if you're going against the wind, and same if you're going with the wind, make sure that you shift up a couple gears so you can take advantage of the wind and the hill, so you can get down and get your speed up. If you do this, I guarantee that week to week, you will see an increase in what your average speed is, and your leg strength is going to be so much better. And also your battery range, it's going to be boosted by a good 20%. Now remember, as a treat, or if you're just in a hurry, you can always go back to the regular methods and get some fun out of the bike by going real fast. But if you truly want more range and more exercise, this way you will see improvement very quickly. Now at the start of the video, I had told you guys, I promised you that I would show you the accessories that I've got up until now on my bike since I've had it for these last 500 kilometers. First thing I was going to tell you about was my cage. The cage, I just got a generic aluminum cage from the bike store that I usually frequent, and it was $5. It fits standard bottles, and it really beat in the assumption that you don't need anything fancy for these. They will hold your water bottles, all your sizes that are custom designed to go into cages. Next thing I felt like I needed was a new lock. I had a Kryptonite U-bolt, but I really found that it was too small to link my frame and to the rack that I was linking it to, and a tire. That's what I always try to do, is link those three components. That's a successful lock. And I just couldn't do it with this bike frame's too thick, and the wheels are too far away. I wasn't able to do that. So I went and got the most indestructible lock I could possibly find. I got the 5-foot New York, forget about it, lock from Kryptonite. And that thing is an awesome lock. Anybody who's going to take a grinder to that one better have very realistic expectations that they could very possibly hurt themselves by busting a grinding wheel. This thing is heavy. It's also 15 pounds heavy, which meant I couldn't carry it in a backpack or around my neck or anything. It was just too bulky. So what I did after that was, I thought I had to buy a trunk bag. So I got a trunk bag from Rock Brothers. And I'd have to say I'm pretty impressed with this trunk bag. It's got a very similar build quality to a camera bag, I would say, and it's built very similar with the partitions, keep my camera equipment safe from that big chain. It's also got 2 side compartments which turn into panniers, but you can also leave them up. I haven't tried the panniers yet. I've unfolded them, but that's about as far as I got. The rack has a universal mounting system on it to make it really easy to fit onto just about any bike, and it fits really snug. It's got a carry handle on the top, as well as a shoulder strap for carrying the bag if you need to take it off the bike because you don't feel comfortable with just leaving it on. The top opening is expandable, so you can fit more stuff in there. As well, you've got the 2 side pockets, and they're ready to accept a few little things. I usually put my dividers and stuff in there when I'm not using them. The side pockets, they turn into panniers. So they're not large panniers like when you buy the panniers at a store, like a 20-liter bag, but they definitely add a lot. There's a lot of reflective strips on it to keep you safe. Even when the pannier bags are on, it's got a water bottle holder in the back. And now there's not much more I can say. This is not the waterproof version. It's got its own kind of rain cover that you throw over everything to keep it dry if you get stuck in the rain. But other than that, it's not waterproof, although the zippers do have water resistant to them. So I don't think your stuff would get wet in a mild rainstorm, but it might if it was really heavy. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, I want to remind you guys, that's all I have for now. So I'd like to remind you to share, like, comment, and subscribe. This is Sixes Overdrive, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye.